Was Kobe Bryant's 81-point game the greatest performance ever? Anyone who knows about Kobe Bryant knows he had an insatiable thirst to win. His level of concentration was so rigid, he'd make a steady neurosurgeon look like a nutcase. Is it possible that Kobe actually played the greatest game of basketball in the history of the sport? Hear me out. On January 6, 2006, Bryant scored a jaw-dropping 81 points for the Lakers.
For 20 from the line and an 81-point game.
It was the second highest point total any man had ever scored in a single game. The only time a player scored more was in 1962, when Wilt Chamberlain scored 100. With all due respect to Wilt, in 1962, the NBA didn't have anything close to the talent that Kobe faced when he scored 81. Even though they weren't a playoff team, the Raps were a worthy opponent, led by Chris Bosh and Jalen Rose. During the 2005-2006 season, Kobe was on a mission to regain his status as king of the NBA. After winning 3 straight championships from 2000 to 2002, tensions boiled over between Bryant and his co-star, Shaquille O'Neal. The Lakers decided to trade Shaq away to the Miami Heat in the summer of 2004. Kobe signed a 7-year extension the day after Shaq was traded. The beef was real. The ensuing season, Shaq won the NBA championship in his first year with Miami. The Lakers flat out sucked in their first season without their big man. They only won 38 games and missed the playoffs. Word on the street was that Kobe needed Shaq more than Shaq needed Kobe. Mamba had an ego that you could pack tightly into the Grand Canyon. He took the criticism to heart and was determined to unleash a new version of himself on the NBA. He needed to prove that he was a capable champion on his own, without Shaq manning the middle for the Lakers. His training regimen during the 2005 offseason was flat out ridiculous. It included 8 hours of on-court practice every single day. He refused to leave the gym until he made 1,000 shots in various ways. Turnarounds, step backs, 3 balls, fadeaways, you name it. On December 20th, 2005 in Dallas, Kobe scored 30 points in the third quarter alone to cap off a 62-point evening. The Lakers were up over 30 points at the end of the third quarter, so Phil Jackson decided to rest Bryant for the whole fourth. The fans were pissed. Everyone wanted to see how many points Kobe was capable of finishing with at his best. Soon, they would get their chance. Now back to January 6th. Going into the game against Toronto, Kobe was averaging 36.1 points per game. His career high in a season previous to this one was 30, so he was scoring off the charts. January 6th was his late grandfather's birthday. Kobe's grandma wanted to spend the occasion with her family, so she bought a flight to California to watch her grandson play at the Staples Center against Toronto. This was the first time she came to watch one of his games because the competition brought her too much stress. It was the only time she made an exception, so Kobe wanted to put on a show for her. Put on a show, he did. After going down early in the game, Kobe Bryant single-handedly fought the Lakers back into contention. He closed out the first half with 26 points. It was impressive, but nothing out of the ordinary for Kobe. The second half was another story. Bryant was unstoppable. He was playing like a man possessed. Every time the Lakers came down the floor, they were getting him the ball, and he was picking the Raptors apart. He capped off the third quarter by intercepting a pass and out-muscling Jose Calderon en route to a breakaway slam for the Lakers' first lead of the game. He ended up scoring 27 points in the third quarter, giving him 53 total entering the fourth. Unlike the blowout against Dallas, Kobe would be needed in the fourth quarter to beat Toronto. The Raptors tried everything. They tried to defend Kobe with each of their players, but none of them could slow him down. He was getting to all his spots and hitting all his shots. He was forcing fouls and hitting his free throws. Fans watched in awe as Bryant started rewriting the record books. When he scored his 72nd point, he broke the all-time Lakers single-game record set by Elgin Baylor in the year 1960. He just kept firing. Eventually, he reached 81, second to only the great Wilt Chamberlain's 100 points in 62. When Wilt scored 100, the game wasn't even televised. There were approximately 4,000 fans in attendance. It was barely comparable. It is not a stretch to say that this performance was the greatest that the sport has ever seen. Let us know in the comments if you agree. His final stat line was 81 points on 28 of 46 shooting, 7 for 13 from 3, 18 of 20 from the free throw line, as well as 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, 1 block, and only 3 turnovers. Not bad at all. Maybe his grandma should have come to more games. The Lakers won the game 122-104. They also returned to the playoffs as a 7th seed that season before losing to the Suns in the first round. The Lakers continued to improve each season until they peaked by winning back-to-back championships in 2009 and 2010. Through hard work and perseverance, Kobe regained his crown as the best player in the NBA. By the time he retired, he won 5 championships, one more than Shaq, who won 4 in his career. Kobe Bryant was a true inspiration and set the standard when it came to work ethic and determination. His 81-point game will never be forgotten.